Do you have a ton of cardboard in your house? And no matter how many times you go to the recycling or put it in the proper bins, there's still more, isn't there? There's still more. Oh my goodness. So in this week's Doodle Club, I'm going to show you how to make lovely creatures out of cardboard. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Kate Field. I'm an artist, teacher and a speaker, passionate about helping people to find their creative spirit and have a bit of fun. But huge welcome back to those of you who have been with me for a while. So, are you ready? Let's go. Oh my goodness, I have had the most amazing week. And last week was just phenomenal. And it ended up on a Friday with me creating these with my little students in my art class that I hold in Axminster in Devon. And these are all made from cardboard, bits of cardboard. When I first started teaching, I worked in an inner city school near London, and we didn't have very much money, so loads of things had to be made out of whatever we had lying around. And so I started to create these templates. So that's the lion's nose. I wondered where that had gone. So that my students could use all sorts of different materials to create some absolutely wonderful images and masks and sculptures and wall art. And it was just such good fun. And the lesson last week was just brilliant. And I thought I would share with you how we create them, because the opportunities are endless. You can do so many different things with a bit of cardboard. So we're going to start off with the elephant. So what are you going to need? You're going to need a bit of cardboard. Cereal packet, Amazon packet, cardboard box, any bit of cardboard really. It could be very rigid or it could be quite flimsy. And you'll see when you're working with it what's going to be most suitable for your project. Some scissors or a craft knife. This is my favourite craft knife. Pencil, pen, and then some paints. You could use acrylic paints or poster paint, or felt tip pens or crayons or colouring pencils, anything like that. But we're going to start by drawing around the templates. Now obviously you can create your own templates, but if you want to use mine, then I will put a link below on how you can get them. And I've got elephants, fish, cats, a moth, butterfly, and maybe a few others as well. Oh, the lion, of course, the lion. How could I forget the lion? So what we're going to do, I'm going to start off in a corner of my bit of cardboard, and I'm just going to draw around. So how are you? I hope everyone is well. Like I said, I had such a busy week. I was dancing in a 3-day workshop, 5 hours of dancing a day. Oh my goodness, it was wonderful. I did feel very tired. Where we've got the elephant ear, we've got this ear, then we want to flip it over. So we've got the other side so that they're symmetrical. There we go. That, and then I've got the trunk, and you can see that I'm trying to get as much out of the cardboard as possible. But if you have got tons of cardboard, you don't have to be too too precious with it. That's the joy, isn't it? It's the absolute joy. And here we go. Now, depending on the strength of your cardboard, you might just be able to cut it out with scissors or a craft knife. So I've cut out the 2 ears, the head and the trunk, and I'm using double-sided tape to attach them, you could use PVA glue or any other sort of white glue would work, or a glue stick. I'm going to place the ears here, and what you want is the ears to be behind the head, so I'm just sort of eyeballing it there. Press that down. So the ears behind the head and then the trunk in front. So I'm just going to get a little bit of masking tape. No, double-sided tape, not masking tape. Double-sided tape. There we go. We're putting that there. And there she is. The start of our elephant. Now, you could keep your elephant in the with a cardboard background. So if I go back to my lion, I've kept the cardboard as the background. I quite liked that. I thought that was really effective. But with my elephant, I decided that I wanted to have her blue. So this needs to be prepared. Now, if you're using a strong acrylic, you can go straight in with whatever colour you want, except probably yellow, and it would all work really well. But if you want to have a more vibrant colour, and especially if you want to use yellow, then you'll need to prime this with gesso or white paint. So I'm going to have her quite vibrant, I think. So I'm just going to put my gesso over the top as a primer, just priming the cardboard. But you don't have to. You could go straight in. You know, if you want to do it black or dark blue or something like that, you won't need to do white. Let's just do that. It is wonderful teaching the little ones this, because what I was doing when they were doing this sort of bit, the sort of backgrounds, I was getting them to imagine their creatures and give them names and really start to develop a bit of a story around them, which was just brilliant. It was so good. And of course, if we get to this bit, we're going to need to leave it to dry, which we're going to leave to dry. But what we can do is to create another one. So the next one we're going to do is a very simple cat with a tail. So again, I'm just using the same leftover bit of cardboard. Let's just draw around these. So what I've done is created a whole load of templates for you, plus the instructions, and you can get that in the link. There we go. If you'd like it. Let's just put it there. I will show you all of the creations that my little students made because they are so adorable. I'll show you those at the end. I've got my cat, and we're going to put her tail on the back. It's just like that, and then we can just attach it like that one. And with this one too, I'm going to just put some gesso. With gesso, you don't have to use a lot. So one pot of gesso will last ages. And I use it a lot. And one pot will easily last a couple of years. Let's do that. But it is a very useful thing to have, whether you're preparing canvases, if you like painting pebbles. So that could be another, painting pebbles. I did a whole load of pebble painting a few years ago. I became quite ill and I was very, very tired. And the only thing that I could do really was to just tuck myself up in the chair and paint pebbles. So I did a lot. So I'm going to leave this one to dry again. Leftover bit of cardboard from the same box, so I think I'll do a fish. Use up some of this space. Let's do that. So I know that quite a few of you watching, because you've told me, like to do things with your children or your grandchildren, and this is just such a lovely project. It's such a nice thing to do. That's the fish tail, and then we'll have a fin like that. Again, I'm just cutting that one out, and you can create your own ideas with all sorts of things. One of my students, let me just cut this out while I'm waffling on, he decided he wanted to do a crab, and I hadn't created a crab template, so we created it together. So that was brilliant. He was about nine years old, and yeah, so we created a crab template, and then from the template we cut out the shapes for his crab, and that was glorious. And now I can't remember what he called his crab. It will come back to me and I will tell you what he called his crab. Right, here we go. Just cut those out. So you could use a craft knife. If it was thicker cardboard, then I would be using my craft knife, but this is quite thin. So scissors are fine. Scissors are fine. So again, I'm just sticking these bits together. The tail of the fish going behind the body, a little fin going on the top. I'm going to leave this as cardboard as a background, because what I thought I would do now is to show you how I decorate this fish whilst the cat and the elephant are still drying. I'm just going to tidy up this a little bit. So I've decided to use acrylic pens. I use a whole variety of different sorts of acrylic pens. I will put links below. Some of them I do have affiliates with, so if you do click on the affiliate link, I get a very small commission. So you could do that if you like, if you want to. Right, let's just go in with some scales like this. Very simple scales as they come through on this lovely fish. I might shade in some of them. Thank you again for all your lovely comments. I do read them all and they make me very happy. Thank you. So it's so lovely hearing how some of you are taking out your paints and your pencils and your pens out of the cupboard where they've been for a long time. That's just so good to hear, because we can just stop sometimes and forget how much we like to draw or doodle or to paint, to create, to craft, because life gets in the way, stuff happens, and our circumstances change, and suddenly we're no longer doing the things that we actually really like to do, and that's really sad. So these pens have got a slight shimmer to them, so I thought they might be quite fun to use. But you don't have to use these. You could use felt tip pens, Sharpie pens. That would work. Oh, you could go straight in with paint. There we go. Just doing that there. So I'm just going to build up various different patterns within this fish design, similar to some of the patterns that I've used in previous tutorials. So those of you who have been with me for a little while might recognise, oh, she's done that before. Well, yes, I probably have. That's do like sparkly things. Sometimes we need to have a little bit more sparkle in our lives. Let's just put that there. Thank you too for those of you who contribute to the Facebook group. Oh my goodness, what a space that is turning into be. Let me just say to anyone who is thinking about joining the Facebook group and is kind of a little bit reluctant because you don't really do Facebook, this group is so supportive, so friendly, kind. It's lovely. And we're up to more than 200 members now, which is wonderful. Really lovely. So if you think you'd like to join our lovely friendly group, then the link is below. Please answer the questions. It helps me work out who's real and not, because, you know, unfortunately there are unpleasant things about online. And it just helps me to see that you're human. Here we go. Just doing that there. I'll do a few more little patterns. And I think when I've finished this tail bit, the gesso will be dry on the elephant. So I'm going to use yellow and orange. This is a cadmium medium yellow, using a soft brush. I'm just going to paint straight on the top as the background. So her ears are going to be yellow. And this is why you really do need to put the primer of gesso down, because I want this vibrant yellow. If I was to paint directly onto cardboard, it would just be muted, which can be nice. That could be it could be a really nice effect, but I wanted this yellow. Just putting that like that. So I'm just going to turn that one around and do the same on this side. And then I remembered what the crab's name was. The crab's name was Cedric. Cedric the crab. That my lovely student made on Friday, which was lovely. I will post some photos because it was lovely. It was so lovely. Liking that, liking the red, yellow. Oh my goodness me. Right, let's come in with this very neon. I've still got a bit of yellow on the brush, but that's okay because I just do a bit of blending. There we go. When I'm teaching the really little ones, sort of 4, 5, 6-year-olds, I just love the way that they have just this carefree attitude. It's wonderful. It's so wonderful. When they get a little bit older, they become much more self-conscious, and they get things into their heads like I can't draw, or I'm no good at art, and oh dear, it's heartbreaking. I was having quite a few conversations with the parents on Friday as well, because a lot of them were saying that they had quite negative experiences of being taught art at school, and which, yeah, it's just so sad. Those things that affect us for years and years. So I don't know, what do you think? If any of you have sort of negative experiences about art at school, or did you have some fantastic art teachers who were really inspiring and encouraging? Yeah, let me know. Let me do that. Oh, I'm liking that. That's quite fun. And I think I'm going to do the trunk in a different colour. So I decided to do her trunk pale blue. I liked the blue that I had on the original one that I did. And I thought, yeah, let's do a bit of a contrast here. I'm using a flat end brush, which I do prefer personally when I'm doing edges, because I think we can get a very clear line, but you may prefer a round brush. So there's no kind of right or wrong, it's whatever suits you. Let's just do that there. Like that. So I've painted that background and to leave that to dry. That won't take very long. And I'm going to move to my cat, who I'm also going to do blue. I'm going to use the same blue and as the background, like this. Again, it would just it adheres better because of the gesso, but you don't have to have that. You could, if you don't have gesso, you could use emulsion paint, which I think is called latex paint. It's the paint that you put on walls for decorating. That will work. Water it down just a little bit. So, like that. That's going on really well. I do like this blue, actually. It has a nice feel to it. Just going to turn that round. There we go. There we are. Oh, I haven't mentioned the weather. Oh my goodness. well, this week has been quite interesting because I've been doing the dance workshop last week, and the first day was in the studio, which was fortunate because it was torrential rain, absolutely torrential rain. There we go. But as the week moved on, the sun came out, so that was really nice. Right, I'm going to leave her to dry and go back to the elephant. Right, I've just realised this is still a little bit wet, and I want to be doing some marks on it, so it does need to be dry. So I thought I'd show you what I did with the fish. Tidied up the background a little bit there. So I've used the acrylic pens with this kind of shimmer to them, which is quite nice. And then on the back, I've put a little bit of string so that it can be hung. And what's quite nice is that you could make several fishes and hang them in the window as a sort of mobile. That would look quite pretty, wouldn't it? But I like those colours. I think they work well. So come back to my little blue cat, and I'm just going to just sort of think about what I want to do, and I'm going to make her quite quirky, obviously. Let's just put in this kind of pretty little decoration. I have two cats, elderly cats now. They are 16 years old. We've had them since they were kittens. And one of them is definitely an old boy now. He's definitely retired since we've moved down to the sea. And he's very lovely. Our Monty, our black and white cat. But the other cat is a ginger cat, which is a red tabby, actually. She's tiny. So she's also 16. And she still acts like a kitten. She's very, very bouncy. She's very quirky. She's very funny. And they just make me laugh. Cats are just so funny. Let's just do that. So when you're decorating your cat, you can do whatever you like. Obviously, it's your cat. But you could make it a bit more realistic if you want to. Or you can do like I'm doing, and I'm just going to put flowers all over her, really. I just thought that might be fun. Let me, where's my, oh, I've lost my pink. That's what I was looking for. Let's put those in here. I haven't done her eyes yet because I'm still thinking about what I want to do with her eyes. I'll just pop those in there. This pen's running out. You do need to give them a bit of a shake. Put that on there, like that. So let's just put in some white dots here, and think about where I want to put her eyes. Let's have her eyes over like this. Like that, and then I can put some colour. I think she does need to have green eyes, but let's go for green sparkly eyes. Yeah, we can go green sparkly eyes. Oh, there we go. I like that. I'm going to put lots of patterns over this. I'm just going to play with it and have some fun. And that's exactly what I want you to do as well. I want to encourage you to play, to see what you can do, see what happens. So I'll put these in. I'll do some more little flowers, and maybe some hearts and some wavy lines, all these sorts of things, which are just fun. There we go. So I will do a little bit more of that and then think about what I'm going to do on my elephant. Well, here we are with our lovely elephant. I'm going to put in her eyes, so just take it from the middle. Just sort of bring it up like that. A bit more. And I think I'm going to give her these sort of lovely sultry eyes. Like this. With some eyelashes, I think. So let's just put these in now. And I've been thinking about how to decorate her. I think I'm going to give her sort of things like beads and that kind of decoration. So I thought I would show you how I do. I'm going to do like a circlet of, as if they're beads or almost like bubbles really, but they look fun. So you start off with circles, and we're going to put them in various colours, different sizes, across the top of her head, so as if it's being sort of draped. You can imagine a cascade. It doesn't look like that at the moment. We're just going to do some more. Just sort of build them up. Again, don't worry about it too much. Well, don't worry about it at all. Just to kind of think about what colours you want to use, and then just put those in. Just put in these different colours. Some beads are bigger. There we go. Like this. I'll just do a few. Like that. And then I'm going to get my black, And we're just going to sort of go round no, I'm going to go round all of them, joining them up. And where we've got some that are sort of below others, just joining them up as if they're attached on a little pretty chain, something like that. Like those ones there. And you see what's happening. It sort of becomes like a little mesh of pretty beads or gems. So I think she's a very important elephant. There we go. We'll do a few more. A few little beads up the top there as well. Oh, that's quite fun, isn't it? And there's just so many different ways that you can create patterns, and think about what you've done before. Think of the patterns that you've liked and enjoyed creating before, and just see what happens. I'm going to do this. Yeah, perhaps I'll do some little. Just put that a little bit thicker, and then I can do some little drops down her trunk. Sort of continuing this idea of the decorative beads. It's quite fun, isn't it? Like that. Might do a different colour. Let's do some more little dangly beads, I think. I'm liking that idea. Flowing that round. Like that. And yeah, you could just try lots of different ideas. I'm just going to put a little sparkle in her eyes, and I'm going to do some dots. I do like dots. I think they can be really, really effective. Like that. And I'll do a few more, and then I will show you the end, what I've done. So I've come back to my little cat, and of course what she's missing are her whiskers. And what I've done is I've got another bit of cardboard. I've painted it orange. Oh, excuse me. And what I'm going to do is to cut very thin strips. So it's much, much easier to paint the cardboard first and then cut it into strips, rather than cutting it into strips and then trying to paint them. There we go. And so I've got those, I've got 3, and what I'm going to do is to cut them in half, and then I'm going to stick them. Might even cut them a bit thinner, actually. Yeah, I think I might cut them a bit thinner. Let's just that through there. A little bit fiddly. I could use a craft knife for this as well. And then I'm going to just stick them on with a little bit of white glue. Just on her little nose, and I might actually give her a separate little pink nose to go on top of the whiskers. I'm not sure yet, or I might just put them out like this. I'll play around with them. Oh. That's going to be fun. Now the other thing I thought, with the fish, I put the hook on the back, same as this one to hang up. But with the cat, I thought, actually, she needs to stand up. So I think I'm going to put some kind of back thing on the back of it, just so that I can prop her up. But I might have a look at that. So let's see where we've got to. Did a bit more for my lovely elephant. I'll do a little bit more on her trunk as well. This one I will put some string on the back and hang that one up, because I think that would be fun. So let me know in the comments what you think, what you're going to do. Tell me what the weather's like. That's always lovely. If you haven't liked and you are enjoying it, then that would be very nice. That helps to grow the channel. And if you'd like to subscribe and you haven't done so yet, and this is something that you would like to see more of, then please subscribe. That would be wonderful. Right, now I've lost my other little fish. Let's go and find that. So I did think that propping her up would be good. So what I've done, I've just put a little bit of cardboard on the back so that she stands up. I really hope you enjoyed that tutorial. This is Amber, by the way. She thought she'd come and say hello. I really enjoyed it. It was great fun. And I just love using upcycled stuff, recycled stuff, things that are going to be thrown away. And we can just put them together to make some glorious art. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you haven't liked yet, give it a little like. That would be so nice. And if you want to see more, you could look at this one or this one. And I'll see you next time. Maybe with Amber, maybe with Monty as well. Bye-bye.